Imagine it's just another ordinary morning. The simplest part of your day, sitting up and swinging your legs out of bed, suddenly feels like climbing a mountain. You open your eyes, but your legs, once your most dependable companions, now feel so weak that even standing is a challenge. And in that instant, you're not daydreaming about a hot breakfast, a peaceful walk through the park, or tending to your blooming garden. Instead, a cold and unsettling question drifts through your mind. Have I lost control of my own body? This fear is one of the most common and most terrifying realities of growing older. The slow loss of independence, the creeping reliance on others, and the painful sense that your dignity is slipping away piece by piece. This isn't some dramatic breakdown. It's a quiet erosion happening under the surface. No sudden pain, no dramatic warnings, just a subtle, invisible force that chips away at your strength until one day you realize you're stuck, trapped in a body that's failing you. Now, what if I told you this fight can be won? What if I said there's a single affordable item, easier to find than you think, that packs more protein than an egg and can help restore age-related muscle loss faster than any supplement or workout you've tried? Sounds unbelievable, right? Sadly, most people ignore it entirely, unaware that it holds a powerful secret, a secret that could decide whether you continue to age with strength and freedom or slowly fade under the weight of quiet decline. In today's video from Senior Health Topics, we'll pull back the curtain on this hidden enemy. And more importantly, I'm going to introduce you to the most powerful tool you have to fight it. Spoiler alert, it's not eggs, meat, or whey protein. This muscle rebuilding powerhouse works even better, especially for those of us over 50. Before we dive into the solution, I want to make sure we're connected as a community. So take a quick moment to drop a comment below. Have you ever felt worried about the strength in your legs? Just a simple yes or no is all it takes. Because when we open up and share, we realize we're not facing this challenge alone. We're in this together. I show up here every single day to help you take back your strength and your independence. So please hit that like button and subscribe to Vital Years Health if you haven't already. I'll keep bringing you the truths you need to hear. And if this message is already striking a chord with you, let me know. Type 1 in the comments if it resonates, or 0 if it doesn't. Either way, I'm glad you're here. I'm not just going to give you the name of this powerful food, I'm going to walk you through a complete game plan, a day-by-day guide that will help transform your body from a site under demolition into a fortress under reconstruction, even while you sleep. So stick with me right through to the end, because we're about to explore exactly what's going on inside your body. If we want to fight this silent erosion, we can't just rush in unprepared. We need to understand how it works, what's really happening beneath the surface. And here's the hard truth. Even if you're eating a high-protein diet, you could still be losing muscle. Yes, you heard me right. That's why so many people, despite eating healthy, still deal with sagging arms, weakening legs, and slow recovery. The pieces are there, but something's not clicking. Even though you might be supplying all the building blocks, there's still no progress being made because the workers just aren't showing up. Picture this. You're delivering food to a construction crew working on your house. You've got all the bricks you need. Those are your proteins. But the actual builders, your enzymes and hormones, are either fast asleep or barely functioning. The materials are there, but the house never gets rebuilt. That, in simple terms, is exactly what's going on inside your body. And when your internal crew stops working, there are usually 3 key reasons why. These aren't obvious. They're hidden saboteurs quietly standing in the way of your body using protein the way it's supposed to. The first of these saboteurs is slow, sluggish digestion. As early as your 40s, your stomach acid starts to decrease, and without enough acid, your body struggles to break down protein into the amino acids your muscles need. You may not notice it happening, but it is. So even if you're eating the right foods, your body can't extract what it needs. That undigested protein can lead to bloating, discomfort, and inflammation, and it makes it even harder to absorb nutrients properly. There's another factor at play too. As you age, your pancreas might start producing fewer digestive enzymes. That means your body's ability to process both protein and fat gets weaker. This is why older adults often feel heavy or tired after eating a piece of meat. But the meat isn't the real issue. It's your digestion that's not keeping up anymore. Another hidden saboteur? Hormonal imbalance, specifically cortisol. As you age, levels of this stress hormone tend to rise, especially if you're not getting quality sleep or you're constantly surrounded by stress. When cortisol stays high, it turns catabolic, meaning it starts breaking down muscle tissue. And it doesn't go after just any muscle. It targets your legs and glutes, the very muscles you rely on most for strength, mobility, and balance. At the same time, your cells start becoming resistant to insulin. That means they stop responding properly to it. And with that comes a double whammy. Your body struggles to deliver amino acids into your muscle cells, and at the same time, it stores more fat while losing lean muscle mass. This is the classic skinny fat scenario you often see in older adults, visibly thin but lacking real strength. Then there's saboteur number 3, the ringleader, your liver completely burned out. Think of your liver as your internal engine room. It produces enzymes, regulates your blood sugar, and helps convert amino acids into usable energy. But when it's overloaded with toxins, processed food, and too much sugar, that engine starts sputtering. And once your liver slows down, everything else suffers, including your ability to build and maintain muscle. So here's the real truth. Muscle loss isn't just an unavoidable part of getting older. It happens because your body's metabolic flexibility is slowly declining. But when you understand how these 3 saboteurs operate, you'll start to see just how powerful the solution we're about to reveal can truly be. All right, let's dive into the solution. What kind of food can tackle all 3 of those internal roadblocks? What meal is easy to digest, doesn't mess with your hormones, and gives your liver the support it needs to function properly? It's not eggs, and it's definitely not chicken breast. What I'm talking about is bone broth, specifically bone broth protein powder, made from hydrolyzed grass-fed beef, packed with collagen and muscle-repairing nutrients. This isn't just any protein powder. I like to call it the mortar of life. Bone broth. Just the name sounds gut-healing, doesn't it? And while most people recognize it as soothing and comforting, what they don't realize is that the protein it contains isn't just rich in amino acids. It contains the exact amino acids needed to rebuild muscle, tendons, ligaments, and connective tissue. Let me give you a quick comparison. A large egg has about 6 grams of protein. Sure, it contains all 9 essential amino acids, but its job is to grow a baby chick, not to restore aging muscles. Now, bone broth protein powder? 1 scoop delivers 15 to 20 grams of protein. But even more important than the number is what I mentioned earlier. It acts as the mortar. And that changes everything. Think of your muscles like a brick wall. Foods like eggs, meat, and fish provide the bricks, the protein building blocks. But bone broth supplies the mortar, amino acids like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline that binds it all together. Without that mortar, your muscle bricks can't hold up. They weaken, lose structure, and struggle to stay connected to the tendons and ligaments that make your body move with strength and stability. Even when adults over 50 consume what seems like enough protein, many still feel surprisingly weak. What they're often missing isn't the protein itself, but the connective matrix that gives muscle its structure and strength. That's where the mortar of life comes in. One reason bone broth protein is so powerful is because it's already broken down. Even if your digestion isn't working perfectly, this hydrolyzed powder, broken into tiny peptides, is incredibly easy for your body to absorb. That means saboteur number 1 gets completely bypassed. The second advantage, it doesn't spike insulin levels the way many other protein powders can. So you can take it without throwing off your body's ability to burn fat or triggering a hormonal backlash. That knocks out saboteur 2. And third, it's packed with glycine, a powerful amino acid known to lower inflammation and support liver function. It helps your liver rest, reset, and recover, which means saboteur 3 doesn't stand a chance. And the science backs it up. Studies have shown that older men who added collagen peptides to their diet, alongside light resistance training, gained significantly more lean muscle and strength than those taking a placebo. One study published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2015 confirmed what I've seen firsthand with my own patients. Take John, for example. He was 72 and nearly gave up walking due to severe knee pain. I didn't give him any prescriptions. I simply suggested he start sipping a warm cup of bone broth every night before bed. 3 months later, he walked back into my office. Not for help, but to proudly announce that he was fishing again. What you're doing with bone broth isn't just replacing muscle. You're rebuilding your entire support system. You're giving your body back the mortar. It's quietly lost over time. To truly turn the mortar of life into a reliable muscle rebuilding tool, we need to uncover a hidden switch inside your body and know exactly when to flip it. Now that you understand why this mortar is so effective, let's talk about a specific amino acid called leucine. It plays a key role in muscle growth because it acts like an ignition spark. Leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids. Your body can't make it on its own, so the only way to get it is through food. But leucine isn't just another part of the protein puzzle. It's the signal that tells your body to start building muscle. Think of it like turning the key in your car's ignition. Without it, the engine doesn't start, no matter how much gas is in the tank. That's exactly what happens inside your body. Leucine activates a powerful metabolic pathway called mTOR. This mTOR pathway triggers muscle protein synthesis, the process of building new muscle. When leucine levels are high enough, mTOR flips the switch, and your body shifts into an anabolic state, meaning it's building tissue instead of breaking it down. But here's the catch. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to leucine. This drop in responsiveness is known as anabolic resistance, and it's a major reason why muscle loss or sarcopenia becomes more common in later years. To get the same muscle-building boost younger people get from a little leucine, older adults need more of it. That's why if you're over 50 and you're eating 10 to 15 grams of random protein at each meal, you might not even be hitting the minimum amount of leucine needed to kick muscle growth into gear. You have to hit that threshold to truly activate mTOR and start meaningful protein synthesis. Studies show that older adults need around 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to trigger muscle growth effectively. To give you some perspective, a single egg contains only about 0.5 grams of leucine. That means you'd need to eat 5 to 6 eggs just to hit the minimum target. This is where strategy comes into play. Bone broth, while incredibly beneficial as the mortar, isn't packed with leucine, but it plays a crucial supporting role. Because bone broth helps improve digestion and supports liver function, it makes it easier for your body to absorb leucine from other sources, like meat, fish, or eggs. Which brings us to another key piece of the puzzle: timing. When should you be consuming this protein? The answer matters a lot, especially if your goal is to build muscle while you sleep. Let's look at the science behind it. Your body doesn't actually build muscle while you're working out. Muscle growth happens during recovery, especially in deep sleep, when your levels of human growth hormone are at their peak and your body is fully focused on repair. But that repair process only works if you've given your body the right fuel at the right time. Here's the common mistake. Many people eat their biggest meal early in the day, skip dinner altogether, or opt for a late-night snack that's high in carbs. This leads to 2 major problems. First, your body doesn't have enough amino acids available during its prime repair window. And second, those late carbs can spike insulin, which suppresses both fat burning and the release of growth hormone. So how do we actually solve this? Picture your body as a construction site. During the day, it's full of noise, deliveries, distractions, a busy, chaotic zone. But when night falls, everything quiets down, and the skilled workers finally show up to start the real rebuilding. The problem? If you haven't given them the right materials, like quality protein and glycine, they've got nothing to work with. Another night of wasted opportunity. Multiple studies have confirmed that consuming a protein rich in glycine that digests slowly, like bone broth, before bed can significantly boost nighttime muscle repair and overall metabolic health. It's like delivering a fresh batch of mortar right on time, giving your night crew exactly what they need to get to work. Now let's put this all into action. Here's a step-by-step daily plan designed to fight back against silent muscle loss. It brings together everything we've talked about so far into a real, workable routine you can start today. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. or later. Start your day by lowering stress and waking up your metabolism. Get outside for 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight to reset your circadian rhythm and reduce cortisol levels. Hydrate with a glass of water, adding a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. For better digestion, include a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar with your first meal. Then get your blood flowing. Go for a short walk or try 10 minutes of light dynamic stretching. 12 to 2 p.m. It's time for your main protein intake. Eat 20 to 30 grams of clean, whole protein, like wild-caught salmon or pasture-raised chicken, paired with low-carb vegetables like kale or broccoli, and healthy fats such as avocado or olive oil. This is when you're laying down your bricks. Next, activate your muscles. Do 15 to 30 minutes of resistance training, push-ups, bodyweight squats, resistance bands, or light dumbbells. Focus on slow, controlled reps to send a strong signal to your muscles to grow and strengthen. Evening prep for rest, fuel, and repair. Your nighttime routine should include a dinner of steamed vegetables and a moderate portion of clean, high-quality protein. About 1 to 2 hours before bed, it's time for your mortar of life. A scoop of grass-fed bone broth, protein powder blended into warm water with a pinch of cinnamon. If you don't have the powder, a cup of homemade bone broth works just as well. This is what fuels your body's nighttime builders and keeps the repair process going while you sleep. Deep repair during the nighttime window. To make the most of this natural repair cycle, avoid screens and blue light in the hour leading up to bedtime. This encourages the release of melatonin and supports the surge of growth hormone. For best results, turn off the lights before 10:30 p.m. so your body can enter the deepest, most restorative sleep phase. Muscle growth runs on signals. Building muscle isn't just about protein. It's about sending the right signals to your body. That means consistent movement, stable hormones, and nutrient timing that supports repair. When you keep those signals strong each day, you may notice improvements in your strength, posture, sleep quality, and metabolism, even within just 2 to 3 weeks. Let's recap. Bone broth, loaded with collagen and specific amino acids, outperforms eggs in restoring muscle mass, especially in older adults. That was the surprising fact we started with. But it's not just about what you eat. It's about understanding what's silently breaking your muscle down and knowing how to give your body what it really needs to rebuild and stay strong. Preparing for rest, fuel, and recovery. Your evening routine should include a simple meal made of steamed vegetables paired with a moderate serving of clean, high-quality protein. Then about 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, it's time to take your mortar of life. A scoop of grass-fed bone broth protein powder stirred into warm water with a touch of cinnamon. No powder? No problem. A comforting cup of homemade bone broth can do the job just as well. This nightly ritual gives your body's repair team the fuel it needs to get to work while you sleep. Maximizing your repair window. To take full advantage of your body's natural nighttime recovery cycle, steer clear of electronic screens and blue light in the hour before bed. This helps your brain release melatonin and primes the body for a healthy surge of growth hormone. For optimal recovery, aim to switch off the lights before 10:30 p.m. to promote deep, rejuvenating sleep. Muscle building depends on clear signals. It's not just about the nutrients, it's about the messages you send your body. Muscle growth requires steady movement, balanced hormones, and properly timed fuel. When these signals are in sync, you may start noticing better strength, posture, restful sleep, and a more resilient metabolism in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. A quick summary. Bone broth, rich in collagen and key amino acids, has proven to be more effective than eggs at reversing muscle loss in aging adults. That was the eye-opener we started with. But this journey isn't just about a miracle food. It's about learning to spot what's quietly wearing down your strength and giving your body exactly what it needs to rebuild, repair, and thrive.